Hello everyone! Today we're going to be talking about all of our expenses and how much we make. This year we expect to make about $130,000 by the end of 2023. Right now we take home about $7,300 a month. It really just depends on if we did overtime this month, or I should really say how much overtime because we always do overtime. And it depends on if my husband picked up a shift or how many shifts he picked up. So it really fluctuates, but typically on average our income is about $7,300 a month, and that is with my husband picking up one shift. He typically works 3 days a week, and then that is with me typically doing about 20 hours of overtime a month. I do want to say that how much we take home, it is of course after not only taxes, but it's after health insurance, vision, dental, 401k, all of that. So this is after everything has been taken out. This is how much we have left over. So we made a graph with the percentage of where all of our money goes every month. I was curious and I mainly made this for an Instagram post. If you're not already following us on Instagram, it is Live Without Loans on Instagram. We'll have it linked in the description. I mainly made this for an Instagram post just as a good visual of what we spend our money on or where all of our money goes. And I'm glad I made this because it's so different seeing it as a visual as far as like where everything goes, like what percentage of this and what percentage of that. So I'm glad I made it, and I definitely wanted to expand more on it and talk more about it. So I decided to make a video as well about it. So if you're new here, our main goal right now is paying off our mortgage. In March of 2023 will be our halfway mark of our 5-year goal to pay it off. So our end goal is 2025. And with looking at this graph, as you can see here, majority of our money goes towards mortgage. 62% of our take-home pay goes towards our mortgage, and that includes our minimum of $1,070 a month and then some. We typically put about $4,500 a month on our mortgage, so that's a good amount of additional principal payments that we're putting on every month. It's fun. As crazy as you might think I sound, it's fun. Every time seeing that balance go down and the amount of interest that we're getting charged every month go down, it's a good time. We're happy. It's just so exciting because you look at where your interest was before and where it is now, and where we're at right now. Our balance should have only been at like 240,000, and as I'm filming this video, we're at 140,000. So we're very grateful, we're thankful, we're in a position to be able to put extra on the mortgage, and that we've set ourselves up for success by paying off all of our consumer debt and swearing it away. And that's really put us in a good position to even start paying extra on the mortgage. So that's where we're at with that. 62%, it is a big chunk of our income, but right now we are living this way so that way someday we can really enjoy our money exactly the way we want to. So the next item on this graph here is how much money we spend every month. And if you see me looking down, I am looking at the graph. How much we spend every month. We got it down. We were on a tight ship this year because we realized that last year we were able to make more because how much extra we were working. I'm working a little bit less. Dennis, it's kind of the same, but it changes, it fluctuates. So I'm working quite a bit less than I was last year as far as overtime goes, and just trying to spend less time working. Honestly, it's been hard so far. I said I was going to do 10 hours every 2 weeks. I haven't been, like straight up, I've been doing a lot more. And that's just because of the IRS tax bill that we have to pay and save up for. And if you haven't seen that video, I will have it linked down below. But we are saving very aggressively to get the money for that, and we're on track. So we're feeling good about that. With spending, the amount that we spend every 2 weeks, so every time we get paid, we set aside $150 into a separate account that's only for spending money. That includes money we spend on gas, and then just really anything else that might come up. And we don't have to spend a whole lot of money on gas just because I work from home, and then Dennis, he doesn't really have to work a lot. Like I said, it's 3 days a week. He might buy gas like once every 2 weeks, and might be like 30-35. And then we also have an SUV that we also put gas in, and that one obviously is a lot more. It's more like 50 to fill it up, 55 maybe, but I just only fill it up like once a month since it's just not a daily driver. It's $300 a month the times that we get paid twice a month, which is 10 months out of the year. But on the rare occasion that we get paid 3 times, that time it would then be $450. I did this graph based off a regular month, which would be just a 2 paycheck month. So 16% of our money is going towards bills. That's going to include groceries, and that's going to be most of it. The money that we set aside for bills every month is about $1,200. About half of that is going to be groceries, to be honest with you, maybe a little bit more. Again, family of 4. Additionally, that's also going to be money for what's left after groceries is, water bill, gas bill, electric bill, trash bill, since that's typically not every month, it comes like quarterly. Also any subscriptions that we have, so Netflix, we have YouTube TV, we have YouTube Premium. That's also going to be our phone bill. Our phone bill is included in that as well. Internet, that's mainly what that consists of, and that is 16% of our take-home pay. Sinking funds, if you don't know what a sinking fund is, I have a video on that. I'll also link that down below. It goes into great detail of what it is and what kind of sinking funds you might be saving for. But the short answer for what a sinking fund is, it is a planned expense that you have coming up that you are setting money aside for. For us, specifically, what we set money aside for every month is going to be Christmas, taxes, and reoccurring bills that we typically pay on an annual basis, which there's so many of them that we save for that come due throughout the year. It could be Hulu we pay on an annual basis, our Instacart membership, car insurance, things like that. So we save up different sinking funds for recurring bills a little bit throughout the month. That way, once that bill comes due, money is already there. So that is something that we save for every single month. Last portion of our graph here is going to be saving. What we are working on saving this year every month is we are trying to add more to our emergency fund, so beef that up a little bit. We save $325 every month, and at some point throughout the year, whenever we have a little bit of extra, we might add some extra to that. We are trying to basically save $4,000 throughout the entire year. So if we were to save the correct amount, I believe it comes to around $333. I like roundabout numbers, so it's $325, and then once we get a little bit extra, maybe on a 3 paycheck month, then we will just add it to that basically. So that is all of our expenses. That's what we spend money on every single month. That's where all of our money goes. I think it's so important to put every single thing that you spend money on down on paper. You are aware of where your money's going, and it can help you with if you have any type of spending habits that you're trying to get rid of or lessen your spending habits. This definitely helps out. I would say anyone should make a pie graph on where their money's going, because it really puts things into perspective for you. With our mortgage, it's a big chunk, but that's what we'd expect. That's where we want our money to go right now. And then once we pay it all off, the possibilities are endless on where that money is going to be going after we pay off this house. So can't wait, super excited on that. A lot of times my husband or I do some type of extra where we're doing extra overtime. Right now our main focus has been saving for our tax bill, but aside from that, we typically will just save a little bit extra if anything comes up. The money's there. Like if we have a random time that we need to get some diapers, might put it towards that. But this year has been very intentional. We have just been sticking to the budget and not straying away from that. A lot of times it was my fault, to be honest with you, spending extra, going to Target and being like, oh, look, there's this, there's that. It's so easy to do that. We're all guilty of it. So this year we've just been really focusing on sticking to the budget and not spending excessively, because honestly, that money just has not been there this year for us with everything we're trying to do. So if you can relate, please like the video, comment down below, and let me know one thing you learned after doing your budget. Subscribe if you are new, and we will see you in our next video.